The iLLANOiZE app is available now on Apple and Google Play Store. Download the app, get the latest news, stream our podcasts, watch interviews, and listen to iLLANOiZE Radio live. Download the app right now. You're tuned in to iLLANOiZE Radio, Chicago's most valuable online radio show. Make sure you download that iLLANOiZE app. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. If you like podcasts, we're there too. You can search iLLANOiZE Radio on your preferred podcast platforms. And as we do at this time, we bring you the illest guests from around the city and globe. And today we got Ashley Eats in the building.
Thanks for having me.
Yo, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm good. I see you got the uniform on.
It's just my chef coat.
I thought you was about to cook for us today.
It's just my chef coat.
Chop,
I was just at the bakery making cupcakes for a baby shower.
So you did that, then you came this way.
I came here. Yeah.
Damn, look at working. I mean, it has with the COVID-19 taking place, how has that affected you?
It's been challenging. I manage a bakery in Lakeview, and I do culinary consulting for a bakery in the Austin neighborhood, and even running my own company. And work has been tough. Like a bunch of organizations have partnered with me to teach online cooking classes, so I've been doing that in between. But it's most definitely been rough. And then I was catering Tantrum Chicago every Monday, and they just announced that they closed.
Tantrum,
Yep.
yeah.
So I was so heartbroken.
Yeah.
What? They closed down Tantrum?
Yes.
What?
Jones is hurt
Like
right now.
like gone?
Yeah.
Like gone?
Yeah, they closing down Tantrum.
Wow. So
Wow. Because of the COVID?
Yeah.
yeah.
Damn.
So that's money out your that's
Yeah.
more money out your pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, what's been the hardest thing for you as of lately? Is it the cooking process? Like what's been the most difficult part for you during COVID-19?
I'm gonna say the financial piece is difficult. I was featured in the Chicago Tribune April, and I only got that interview, that spotlight, because I created a GoFundMe. When COVID first touched the city and they had to shut everything down, Tantrum, Renaissance, every project I was working on was canceled, and all of my private chef experiences were canceled. So when I check my email, I'm just sitting at the bakery just like sad. Like I felt like I was breaking up with my boyfriend of a long-term relationship, because it's like that's how that gut feeling was, to see all that money gone. So I created a GoFundMe to help me pay for my bills for March and April, and I didn't expect to get that type of feedback. So once the article dropped, the donations were coming in, and it helped me to pay my bills until now. So it's like now I'm back where I started. So it's like, how do I get back to having everything afloat? So I'm back at the drawing board with planning and figuring out my finances going forward, because a lot of things are changed and a lot of stuff is permanently changed. So it's like now I have to get used to what's going on and how do I keep it seamless for Ashley Eats and Chef Ashley. And, it's been a lot.
How are you still accepting donations?
I am. My GoFundMe is still active, yeah.
Where can people find the link at? Let me tweet this out.
The link might be on my Instagram. I probably changed it, but on GoFundMe, it's Helping Chef Ashley, and you'll see a picture of me. And one of the pictures in the comments is me and my kids. I started it first because I'm thinking about my kids. I'm like, I can't walk around with all this pride and no money. Like, I have to feed my kids. So that's why I did it. And it's still up, I didn't take it down. I didn't close it because I still need help. But I still get up and I grind every day.
So what's like? Let's start from the beginning. Like, what got you into cooking?
I started cooking at 9 years old. My mom, she didn't really cook much. Like, we eat kind of the same stuff, and I don't eat pizza puffs to this day because she used to buy pizza puffs so much. Like, I'm so tired of eating pizza puffs. But I used to always love my grandma's spaghetti, and I'm like, Grandma, how do you make this spaghetti? So I remember having this little crumbled up piece of paper with this spaghetti recipe on there, and I could make spaghetti with my eyes closed now. But my dad passed when I was 11. It was really rough for my mom, so I would cook Like, that was my outlet. But then we struggled. So we didn't have a lot of food. We used to go to food pantries, and that was like a reward to go to the food pantry, because we used to take these luggages that we had and just pile it up with the food at the food pantry. And we would just go. You remember, you used to have to go to the library and get on the internet. So it wasn't like I'm going to get on my phone and go download something. I used to have to go to the library and look up recipes, you know what I'm saying, how to put a meal together, or looking at the recipe on the back of a box, you know what I'm saying.
How old were you?
I was 9. Yeah, so
I'm looking like at 9 I was making grilled cheese,
ramen noodles,
peanut butter and jelly.
I was making pancakes at 9.
yeah.
I was my scrambled egg game was decent at 9.
Was the first thing I learned how to
Yeah.
make. What was the first thing you learned how to cook? Was the spaghetti?
It was the spaghetti, yep.
See, look, that's different. She was like in high school
Boiled
cooking.
pasta.
Like I was preschool
Yeah.
cooking early.
Ramen. My only pasta was ramen noodles. Throw it in the boiling water, and boom, I got a meal.
We used to make our noodles in the microwave. We couldn't turn the stove on. If Mom wanted that, we couldn't turn the stove on.
Yep, definitely.
But yeah, I just knew that when I was old enough to make my own money, that I wanted to buy food and I wanted to cook for people. So in high school, I used to volunteer, and we used to do a lot of soup kitchens in high school. So when I got my first job at Burger King, that's where it all started, on North Avenue in LaSalle. And then it turned into a bank, and now it's an glass place or something like that. I don't know. But my first job was Burger King, and then I was at the library stamping books, and it was like I was doing a lot of reading. It's like I wanna cook. So fast forward, I was working at a law firm in Mount Prospect a couple years ago, and I would bring my lunch to work, and my coworkers like, "What's that smell?" And they're like, "It's Ashley over there with that food, and we eating Wendy's, and she eating soul food." So I started taking orders. Like the attorneys let me take orders, and I'm making like $300-500 at work on lunch. Like I'm setting up racks. Slow cooking pot roast. I'm bringing pans and mac and cheese.
Roast.
Do you hear me?
First of all, employee of the month.
Oh, real.
All the potlucks was busting at your job.
Yes.
On the real, they knew. Motherfuckers didn't have to bring nothing. They knew Ashley got everything.
Facts. So they like, it's $10. It's $12. So they sending it around a piece of paper with their money. Like they putting it in an envelope, passing it to my desk. So I'm like, man, I really need to do this. So I launched a pilot called Chicago Catering Team. So I said, I want to see how I can do this. Okay. So I started doing cupcakes, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. So it wasn't until 2016 when I was talking to my homie, and he was like, I like Ashley Eats. I'm like, what? Ashley Eating? Like, I'm walking with my mom. I'm like, Mom, what you think about Ashley Eats? She's like, it's nice. My mama, she ain't gonna say no. Mm-hmm. It's not a good name. So I'm like, I like Ashley Eats Chicago. I'm from the Chi. This is my city, and Ashley Eats Chicago. I started taking a bite out the city. I'm going out here. I'm doing corporate catering. Was my first major catering jobs. I was doing corporate catering for a bunch of organizations in the Loop. Mm-hmm. So it's like I took a break, was going through some stuff. Life happens, and then it's like now I'm like, look, this is all I have. And when my guy passed last year, it was like I wanted to quit. Like I didn't want to be a chef anymore. And it's like everybody like, we don't know, like, what are you going to do with yourself? Like, you good at everything, but it's like, we love Chef Ashley. So I really started sitting at the table doing these Facebook Lives at night. Like, it's your favorite cousin, Chef Ashley. So it's like Kitchen Table Chronicles with your favorite cousin. So
do you still have these videos out? Like, are you
putting them on? It's on. I haven't done it in a minute, but I'm gonna start back. It's like me really working on some me time. So it's like now that school is over, because I'm gonna tell you, COVID has been rough. Like all 3 of my daughters are school age, and all of them have to be on the Zoom every hour or every 2 hours. So
for a different class.
Not school over with. So
but now before we get into a music break, I got to ask you. You brought up your mother.
Yes.
So how do your mother feel about your cooking? And do you all find yourselves competing in the kitchen?
No, she called me and asked me to make her some food. She's not cooking. She's like, her birthday is July 7th. So she's like, my birthday fall on Taco Tuesday. So how much it cost for some tacos? I'm going to give you some tacos. So she probably got a birthday card in the mail within these next few days, because I found a birthday card with a taco on there. And I mailed it to her, so she's going to be excited.
Now I learned that you pretty much get it from your grandma.
Yeah. So both of my grandmothers, my mother's mom, my maternal grandmother is still alive. So that's my dog. Like, I call her, I'm talking. She seen me in the paper. I took the paper over there. She was loving it. She was like, keep going. Keep going. As hard as it get, keep going. So that's my backbone.
Make sure to check out the iLLANOiZE playlist, in which we provide you with the latest tracks we play live on our show. Head over to Spotify and search iLLANOiZE Radio to follow our playlist, as well as follow our podcast. Now let's get back to the show.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Pretty Right, and you just tuned back into iLLANOiZE Radio. I know you're watching my beautiful face on that YouTube screen, and this is your 16th episode of iLLANOiZE Radio that you have watched, and you still ain't subscribed yet, and I'm really wondering why. Don't be a hater all your life. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell, because you don't want to miss a beat. And if you're listening to me in your ears right now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, I think we on like Tidal or something, probably too. Subscribe. Because you don't want to miss that.
Hot breath ass.
Right. Jones about he didn't increase the temperature in the room by 10 degrees. Jesus Christ.
I'm just whispering for you.
That's a loud whisper.
Talk to him.
That's not whispering. Like, is it whispering still whispering if you could hear it? Anyways, we're sitting here with Ashley Eats. How are you, darling?
Good. How are you?
Great. So, off air, I asked you a question that I actually meant to ask you on air, but I'm going to bring it back and ask it now. So, what I heard earlier, you talked about culinary consultant. So, that's a term that in the food industry, I have not ever really heard. So, like, break down what a culinary consultant is for people.
So, consulting is self-explanatory. It's consulting. So, just adding the culinary spin on it. All of the needs that the client has in hospitality. So, everything that I do for my clients can go from HR work, social media marketing, making sure that everybody stays up to date with all the food handlers, certifications. Like now there's a new COVID certification that everybody has to take. So I have to send out an email, make sure that everybody takes that in a timely fashion. It's anything from menu development, recipe development, anything to help the establishment run seamlessly and make sure that the owner is satisfied with my work.
Sound like you the glue.
Yeah.
What's that sound like?
The gluten.
The glue.
The glue. Look, this gluten free. Look.
No, we want all the gluten. So wait, coming from a chef, so what is the big thing about gluten? Like, is it good for you? Is it bad for you? Are there some people allergic to gluten? Like, why is gluten free such a big thing?
With everything that's going on in the world, like I really don't even drink. You saw I had a glass water when I got here. I really don't even drink out of bottle plastic. So even when I serve food to clients, I don't put it in styrofoam. So it's just like understanding the chemicals that are in these items that we're using to store our foods and beverages in, and how it affects our body. So gluten is something that I'm still studying up on. I have a lot of clients that don't eat gluten, and I have a lot of clients that are vegan, and a lot of people don't know that vegan and vegetarian are two different things. But when it comes to gluten, it's really important to study because we all are different. I don't eat bread as much as I used to because of the yeast.
So what you substitute the bread with?
I'm not eating it.
What?
Not even a substitution?
Not a
You don't
sandwich?
be eating no red
I mean,
lobster biscuits?
I don't eat red lobster biscuits. I'll eat bread, but it really depends. Like when I have chicken, like when I have some wings or a leg, it's a Chicago thing for me. I need bread. So when somebody says, "You want some wings?" Yeah, how many? I need a couple of them, but make sure I have some mouse sauce and some bread
On the side.
So when I come to something like, "You have chicken with no bread?" Like that's the only time that I really want to eat some bread. But I actually just started juicing recently, so celery juice with some ginger, something like that, because I'm actually trying to slim down. It's just super important to study your body. We all can go to the doctor, but it's like you are your first doctor. So I just realized that I had a tolerance to peanuts. I go to Starbucks every day, and I'm getting hazelnut, and I'm trying to figure out why I'm feeling like this, and it wasn't until I paid attention to it was peanuts. So you have to really pay attention to your body and listen to it.
Do you come across a lot of clients that's, allergic to nuts?
Yeah. I do my best to not even use anything that incorporates nuts. Just so that we don't even have that problem. So when anybody comes into the bakery like today, I bake cupcakes and I put some out on the floor. I don't use anything that say you'll have allergy to any almonds, any of that.
Okay. I also wanted to ask you, we're talking about COVID. What's the prep like now with that taking place?
Yikes.
What's the changes towards prepping people's foods now?
It's super important for people to keep their hands washed. It's basically, you have to do everything that you should have been doing in the beginning. Keeping your hands washed. I never wear nails or nail polish. I keep my hair wrapped. And I like to wear this ponytail, but I like it because I can wrap it around. I put my hairnet on, and I also put my chef hat on. So I have one. I just bought a new one from Chef Works that goes behind, so I don't have to worry about messing up my hair. But it's just super important to stay educated, read. Like, emails are going out like crazy right now from the city and the state of Illinois. So it's super important to stay educated, keep your hands washed, and if you feel any symptoms, stay home. I'm not working with anybody. If you have a cough, you have to leave. Like, don't come in here. Do you have a temperature? Like, are you feeling a way that you weren't feeling yesterday? Don't show up, because you may not have COVID, but you have something and you need to take care of that something away from here, because we don't want to turn people away because they heard somebody sniffing in the back. I don't want to hear it. Like, it's like now we're just super on edge when somebody sneezing, coughing.
Man.
That's why I asked you, did you need an allergy pill?
Yeah.
Because I got him one. You know, I walk around with that because I have allergies. So it's like we just have to take care of each other. But at the end of the day, if you feel bad, stay at home.
I was in Walmart one time and I was scared to sneeze, bro.
I think we all be a little hesitant to cough and
like,
sneeze
I don't
in
even want to
public.
sneeze, and I know my allergies just is up because I just came from over there by the dog
I
aisle.
don't have no heart attack trying. I ain't got no COVID. I just had the sneeze. That existed before COVID. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sneezes were here too.
What
Yikes.
the hell? What the
Because I heard so many people say that, like, oh, I don't want to sneeze. Like, dang, people were sneezing before COVID. G.
Yeah.
Like, sneeze, bro.
Yeah, man.
Now that coughing,
Look.
Yeah.
You get a limit of 3?
that cough.
Limited.
It depends on the sound of the cough.
So if it's a dry one,
If it's a dry cough, the door.
if it's a wet one,
Well, how
The
you know?
door.
Y'all, I think the wet one got to go too.
That's why I said the door.
The wet one got to sound like, yeah, it don't sound good.
now Ashley, I gotta ask you as well. What's being a chef? What's the most difficult part for you?
I would say working with staff is challenging because I was telling you that we had some new staff at the deli, and a lot of them are young. Some of them, this is their first job. And they basically look at me like the warden, and I don't mind. So if I see somebody touch their face, you need to wash your hands. Like, I'm on it. Like, I don't care how you feel, your facial expression, you will be okay. Roll your eyes. I have kids at home, so I get it. I mean, but it's just really working with the staff and just really getting them to understand that I'm not in this because it's a job. I literally work my butt off for free 99% of the time because I have to put in the work before I see the end result. So a lot of them on clock, you know what I'm saying? They're getting a check, but I have to really put in some work to see some dividends at the end. So it's just really just getting the staff to understand that. And for me, this is so much more than cooking for me. Every year I fly out to Washington, D.C. So before COVID, I went to Philadelphia, and 2 weeks later I went to Washington, D.C. I work with a nonprofit called One Fair Wage in Restaurant Opportunity Center, which is based out of New York City. We just basically fight for the fair wages of tip workers. Because I am a tip worker. I own my own company. I'm a chef, but I'm also a tip worker. And it's super important that we have the benefits that we need and we have a livable pay so that we can put food on the table. Because I know how it is to go work and pay my bills and there's nothing in the refrigerator to eat. And I know people who are single, who are bartenders and servers, who can only pay to live in this apartment, to have a bus card to get to work, but they don't have food to eat. So all the food that they have is what's at work. So you're getting this company meal. We call it a family meal in the kitchen. So all the staff come in for a family meal, and some of them, that's their only meal for the day. So it's bigger than just food for me. It's all around the board.
That I really actually like that because I think we've all, or not even say we've all, but I've seen the debate on Twitter, like, are you tipping when you go out? Like, I've seen that so many times, and I think my thing has always been like, okay, tipping or no tipping, why don't servers and bartenders make a livable wage? So it's like, it's good to see that there's even like organizations out there to like just ally for them, just be an alliance.
I never even thought about it. I heard people say tip the chef, but I never really actually heard.
And tip workers aren't just hospitality workers. Tip workers are Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, car wash employees.
Service workers.
Yeah. Anybody in the service industry are tip workers. So I drove Uber for 5 years. And it's one of the toughest gigs now than it ever was.
Why would you say that?
Because the industry is changing. And with all of the stuff that's going on in the media and the fact that a lot of people are, like, especially with COVID, a lot of people aren't using Uber. Like, I've gotten in an Uber and I've seen a whole bunch of plastic up. I had a guy actually rate me and say that I didn't have on a mask because he refused to turn around and even acknowledge me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the customer service was bad. I don't go anywhere without a mask. I mean, Chef Ashley on my mask. I want you to see my mask. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just a lot of people are just super afraid, but people still have to get up and go to work because they have to pay bills. The bills don't stop. But Uber and Lyft has changed over the years since I've started back in 2015. So I just want everybody to know that we are all one band, and no matter what industry you're in, we all feel it. So.
Yeah, all of us. And I did Uber before back in 2012.
Yeah, Biko ain't scared. What was your rate?
Oh, I was a top driver, top 10%. Well, I'm gonna say top 25%. Yeah.
What was your stock game like?
I had like a 4-point something.
Well,
and that's high. You're not gonna get no 5.
First of all, my Uber star rating as a rider is very high, and I didn't know that made a difference.
Yeah, because you
like
can,
a 4.9.
You can lose your profile.
I don't know.
We can rate the passengers. Like,
Word?
Yeah, I didn't know that for a long time.
You see
I
that?
didn't know that. If you take a long time coming out, your Uber rating could go down. Look, but I didn't know that you had a rating as a customer.
Yeah.
I want to know my rating. I know I'm up there. I'm probably number 1.
Joe's is probably a 3.
Hey, they ain't bad. It's a million niggas out here catching lifts. Hey. For me to be 3, that's still up there.
Yeah, you're right. Out of all the billions of people.
I wouldn't mind being. I want to be number 1 though. I know if I got a good idea, I'm number 1. I tip pretty decent. You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So I'm curious. What would you say your niche is as a chef?
I would say bringing people together through food. I teach these cooking parties, and it gets people super excited.
Cooking parties?
Cooking parties.
So it's like a dinner party, but you're teaching people how to
So
cook.
you can have a 3-course, a 6-course. How many courses? You know what I'm saying? So it's a request, but for New Year's Eve, I had a cooking party for 35 people. And it was a really nice experience. It was a 6-course meal. And they get to bring it's BYOB.
6 courses in one
Look,
time.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what a 6-course.
6 different plates.
Okay, gotcha.
Six different
I do that every Thanksgiving.
I'm thinking like, see, I'm so used to just the food.
I'm gonna have
the
one
dessert,
on the 4th.
a 6-course.
Yep.
I'm where you at, then.
Slide. I'm gonna be in the park.
I'm where you at.
Pull up.
But yeah, I love cooking parties because it brings different people from different walks of life together, and everybody's just networking, and they're making new friendships. And on New Year's Eve, that was the last one, but it was really nice, and it's BYOB, so everybody's lit. They're doing karaoke, and like, I'm coming back. So it's just about creating these nostalgic memories for me. And when I start my cooking show, my idea is to bring anybody from every walk of life onto my show so that we can create this dish. We're going to make a dish that brings back those nostalgic memories as a kid, or my favorite dish that your grandma bought. You know, your grandma had her favorite mac and cheese that she made for you, or your grandma made this nice pasta dish. Whatever it is, I want you to be able to come on to Cooking with Chef Ashley and bring that back to life.
Does Chef Ashley cater?
Yes, I cater. I do a whole lot of catering. I just recently catered for Olivia over at My Radio Chicago for a birthday party. So It was extremely a good experience. And I love to cater because I not only bring meal options for the meat eaters, but I also bring it out for the vegetarians. So the fact that I bought a meat lasagna and a veggie lasagna, everybody was raving over the veggie lasagna. They're like, I love that, I need that. So every time Shot Blizz is on air in the morning, he like, Ashley, I need a veggie lasagna today. But I just like to create those memories. When I was just in Philadelphia, it was a guy sitting at a table with me at the summit, and he said, I remember you at a cooking expo in Chicago. So last year I was on the main stage at the Rosemont Convention Center for the Great Food Expo. So I had hundreds of people in the audience watching me make some jerk street tacos.
Sound like some Hell's Kitchen type.
Yeah. Graham Elliott was coming on the stage, and I'm like, I'm so glad you guys turned my mic off.
How was that?
It was dope. My kids got to meet him. We took some pictures. He's really down to earth. And my advice to anybody that wants to get into the culinary industry, you don't have to go to school. Don't let no people. Are you a certified chef? What does that mean to you? Piece of paper. Because with all the millionaires in the world, the very successful entrepreneurs, half of them didn't even finish high school. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's about having a plan and being consistent. And it's like my pet peeve if somebody's not consistent with me. I have to be consistent, and if you can't get on board, you have to get off ship. So be consistent. Get a lot of experience. Always be willing to learn. A lot of people don't want to learn. People are posing to post to be someone, if that makes sense. So just stay consistent, and you can do whatever you want to do. You can be a mechanic right now and say, I want to be a chef. You can go do your thing.
Just wash your hands.
Just keep your hands washed.
I was about
to say, I want chicken to taste like
WD-40.
Y'all so silly.
Like,
hey, yo, why my macaroni taste like brake pads?
Tastes like transmission fluid. What is this?
Is this a boat in my grits?
Look, I mean, but before we get into your social media handles and things of that nature, I want to know,
Yes.
You're a chef. Got to know steaks, right? What's the best prepared steak? Is it rare? Is it medium? Is it medium well or well?
My favorite is medium well.
Me too.
Yes.
Cool.
So yeah, I just had a girl. See what people do on my social. This is why I was just telling you I'm like super savvy on Facebook, because that's where everybody is. So this girl literally she called me on Messenger and said, "Could you please show me how to cook this steak? Because every time I make a steak, it's dry." And I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "I'm using this type of skillet, and I have it turned up and it's turned down, and I'm not doing this and I'm not doing that." You have to be patient when you cook. You have to I literally write out every time I have to prepare something. I write the entire menu down, and I write every ingredient that I need, how much I need, and I have everything ready. So I'm not making a mistake. I'm not burning anything. I'm not messing it up. So you have to be patient when you cook. So if you have the kids, you need to ask somebody to sit with them or something so that you can make a delicious meal. So
you got me thinking, what makes a good meal? Like, what makes good food? Is it the seasoning?
Love.
Love.
It's love.
Well, yeah.
So
love is a seasoning.
I had a client reach out to me to cater her grandmother's funeral, and everybody in there was like, "These string beans, like, what did you do?" I said, "It's cooked with love." I literally have to have the music on, and I just have everything that I need. I'm never over the place like when I'm cooking. Like, I got lost coming here, but I'm not lost in the kitchen at all. I have everything I need in the kitchen.
So it's a whole mood.
Yeah, it's a whole vibe in the kitchen. Like, you smell it. When I cater, a lot of spaces have a space for me on site. I will come in and bring everything in prepped raw. I'm cooking everything on site because I'm an entertainer. I want to give you a show. So last year when I did my Radio Chicago anniversary party, I had the aroma lifted in this room. Like, Chef Ashley in the back. I smell that chicken. I smell this. I want you to know that I'm in the building, and that's how you smell it. The aroma of the food.
Damn, I'm happy.
That sounded like a poem, my nigga. I was about to.
That was definitely poetry.
Yo, I'm in there, like, and then you cook where else? I can smell it. I can smell it.
What? Oh man.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I'm hungry now. I smelled that chicken too. I smelled it.
She done had me hungry since we first started. I'm like,
Yikes.
once you started with spaghetti, I'm like, damn, I
about to
could
say,
use a good bowl of spaghetti right
I'm
now.
sending y'all some food though.
You
So
put
what
your
I've been
spaghetti
doing?
in a bowl?
A plate. I'm just a plate.
I mean, I'm just curious.
I like the plate so I
you
can
know?
put cheese on
Okay,
it.
wait. Since you're a chef,
Uber has this new feature called Uber Connect,
and
where you
put
can send
something-
packages. I've been sending food in Ubers, so I'm gonna send y'all some food next Saturday.
Yeah?
on the Uber
In
Connect.
Jesus'
I ain't gonna be here.
Amen.
Wherever you at,
Send it the Saturday after
the
next.
Saturday after that, because
the
it
next
is the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going
it
to be
is
busy
the 4th,
that
but
day.
I got some
So
orders.
the next, I'm going to remind you, July 11th.
July
we here.
11th, I'm gonna send y'all some food through Uber Connect. All you have to do, put it in the trunk, and I'm gonna tell you it's in the trunk. And then when you pull up, you just take it out the trunk. You don't even have. They don't get out. They don't touch it. It's just me to you.
I'm
dope.
down.
I think
I'm
white people,
definitely
yeah,
down.
look, shout out to Uber for that. Shout out to Uber for that. That's dope.
Facts.
Again, I mean, let people know where they can donate to you.
You can donate to my GoFundMe. It's helping Chef Ashley on GoFundMe. I have many links on my social medias. Ashley Eats Chicago on Facebook and Instagram. And you put me up on his Twitter. I just remember what my Twitter name is. It's Ashley Eats _shy.
Oh, I thought it was Chicago.
No, it's _shy. So Ashley Eats Chicago on Facebook and Instagram, and Ashley Eats _shy. I really appreciate you guys for having me today.
Hey, we thank you for taking our
Thank
time
you.
to stop by.
Bye.